getting in that comfortable seat. Maybe you're propped up a little bit. Maybe you are sitting on top of something or just flat on the floor. Starting to notice what's going on in the body. Taking a little inventory. If my internet is a choppy today, I don't know what's happening. It's this whole week, it's been absolute trash. I'm just going to blame it on Mercury. So I'll talk slowly so that if it does glitch out, at least it will catch up with itself. Which is talking slowly is not my forte. So sitting up nice and tall. I'm just finding this sustainable seat. And I know that our time in shelter in place during the pandemic has been about learning some more stillness and learning some more kind of peace and quiet in these tumultuous times. Like whether you're able to achieve that or not, I think that's the big lesson here, you know, aside from other things. But the internal lesson can be about finding the breath. It can be about finding stillness and finding spaciousness in the breath, even when everything else feels like it's crumbling. And, you know, this year, if you're into tarot at all, we are really in this like tower energy where everything is kind of tumbling and the people up on top are falling, the crown is falling because the foundation is not stable. But the tower is also an invitation to reset your own foundations and your own starting over. Like it's really like taking away things that weren't systems and things that weren't working to begin with. So if you think about that internally, what needs to come down so that you can build a foundation for yourself that is strong. And my personal card of this year was the Wheel of Fortune. And I think it's absolutely fucking hilarious that that is my card, because the Wheel of Fortune is really about, you know, rolling the wheel, but also staying centered as everything changes. So not being on the outer edges of the wheel, but remaining in the middle where it's stable while everything else kind of rolls. And I always think about in yoga philosophy, the Dharma wheel, right? Like turning that wheel, those 8 limbs, and using that as your discipline to strengthen the rest of your life. So if we're thinking about this turning, whether it's the turning of the systems coming down or the turning of the wheel or even just the changing of the seasons, how can we stay centered amidst a lot of change or unpredictability? And for me, that's always been the breath. So yoga's there, and it is a way that I get everything out. It's how I wring out my crazy. It's how I get grounded. It's how I smooth out all the wrinkles. But the breath is the foundation for that practice. If there's no breath, there's no practice. So finding a way in your everyday life to invite yourself back to the inhale, back to the exhale, coming home to the breath as many times as possible, coming home to the body as many times as possible. It does not matter how many times you get distracted or how many times you stray off course. That is not the important part. The important part is coming back. So finding this foundation for your practice and for your life, and using it as an anchor, knowing that it's always there. It's always waiting for you. It's no big deal, no judgment if you got distracted. It doesn't care. The breath does not care. It's inviting you gently back always. trying to maintain this long, even breath throughout your practice, as usual. Go ahead and exhale everything out of the body. Take a deep inhale, fill up, and then open your mouth, let it go. One more time, fill up something you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let that shit go. Let's inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going with your own breath at your own pace. And as you're ready, go ahead and blink the eyes open gently. Maybe look up, look down, side, side. Maybe take it in a really big circle. Just your eyes. Go the other way. And then close the eyes gently. Take your fingertips and just gently make little circles. You don't have to press on your eyeball, but just take your fingers to your eyelids and gently make little circles in the center and the top and the bottom, the corners, inside and outside. Kind of replenishing some of the fluid in your eyes, giving them a gentle massage, maybe even under the eye sockets. Bring your fingertips to the bottom lid and maybe tap, make little circles there. We've got a lot of eye strain going on. If you're on the computer, if you're on Zoom meetings, I find it to be extremely exhausting in the face. So maybe go ahead and give yourself a little brow massage, a little face massage. Nice. Give yourself a little squeeze. Little circles. Maybe tap the hairline a little bit. Yeah. Whew. And then open up your mouth like a lion. Ah. Scrunch it. Ah. Anybody remember Little Miss Sunshine? That movie? Lion face. Ah! Prune face. It's important. All right, roll those shoulders back. And keep the breath going with this. So try to move with the breath, move that shoulder girdle, feel those shoulder blades separating and then squeezing together. Maybe make those circles. And my apologies last week for the cancellation. I could not get a sub and my body demanded rest. So I was listening. Have to lead by example. When you're tired, rest, right? All right, and then reach those arms out to the sides. Inhale, look up, palms up. Exhale, look down, palms behind you. Inhale, look up, palms up. Exhale, look down, palms behind you. One more time. Inhale, look up, palms up. Exhale, palms behind you. And then go ahead and interlace the fingers behind you while they're back there. And see if you can sit up nice and tall. Draw the hands towards the floor. And then maybe you do some neck half circles here. You might hear some crunchies. And then when you're ready, release the hands and maybe shake it out. All right, I'm gonna switch my legs because one is falling asleep. So if you would like to do that also, go ahead. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring the left hand on the right knee. Right hand comes behind you. With every inhale, sit up nice and tall. And with every exhale, gently twist to the belly button, chest and shoulders. Let those shoulder blades melt down the back. You know what to do here. Finding this space in the side body. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up, comes through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you. Again, with every inhale, sitting up nice and tall. With every exhale, gentle twist through the belly button and the chest and the shoulders. Inhale, come through center, arms reach. And then on your exhale, bring the hands out in front of you, forward fold. Go ahead and tent the wrists, lifting the fingers, or lifting the wrists, tenting the fingertips. Let the head hang heavy. With every inhale, lengthen the spine. And with every exhale, fold a little deeper into the hip crease. When you're ready, on your exhale, walk your hands back up to your seat. All right. And then I'm gonna bring my feet out in front of me. I'm gonna remove my cushion. You can leave it there if you want to. So feet are out in front of you, knees are bent. And I'm gonna kind of walk my knees in a little bit so that I can grab onto them with my hands or with my forearms and sit up really tall and draw those shoulder blades down the back. So the heart's rising. Pretend like there's a hook on your sternum gently lifting you, and then draw your belly button to your spine so you're making a little bit of space here. Breathing, so it's a little bit of contraction of the transversus abdominis. And draw those shoulders down. Every time they want to creep up, send them down. So you're broadening across the front, chest here, and shoulder blades drawing down the back. So the back body is active. You probably will already feel the muscles in your back doing some work here. And then maybe you reach the hands out, try to stay exactly where you are. And this is surprisingly difficult for me right now. So breathing. Reach the arms out to the sides and then bring them back. Keep those shoulder blades low. Inhale out to the sides. Exhale back. And then bring the knees in, hug them in. Give them a squeeze. Okay, and then come to your seat. I'm gonna grab my blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can roll up a blanket and bring it behind you, or put your hands on a chair, or you can even do this on the floor, like with your fingers tented, but I like the blocks to give me a little space. We're gonna do that seated camel pose, so it's a seated back bend. So I'm gonna bring the palms to the blocks and my fingers are gonna hang off the edge. And then I'm just gonna start by squeezing my elbows together and squeezing my shoulder blades together. So nothing's happening in the spine yet. Sitting up tall, and I'm gonna draw my belly button towards my spine. And then when I feel like that's pretty stable, I'm gonna push into the block to lift my heart. So let me see if I can show this, my back. I'll tuck this up here. You guys can see my weird tattoo. All right, so squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, and here is just the straight spine, right? And then when you press the hands and rock the rib cage forward and up, it's a little bit of a back bend, yeah? Breathing here, and you can look up if that feels okay. If that hurts your neck, bring your chin to your chest. Squeezing the elbows, squeezing the shoulders, lift through the heart. Press your hands into the blocks. Okay, take an inhale. And then exhale, release. And then let's do one without the blocks. So you can feel a little more of that back bend. So I'm gonna tent my fingers on the floor, keep them really high. Fingers are facing forward again. And so again, you're just gonna start by straightening up through the spine. Belly button to the spine, heart's just a little bit lifted. Fingertips behind you. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades. Draw the belly button to the spine. When you feel stable here, press into the floor, lift the heart, rock the rib cage out and forward. Press away. Squeeze the shoulder blades. If you want to look up, you can, or if that doesn't feel good, bring your chin to your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, release gently. Maybe take a little twist. I hear some crunchies. Maybe take a little rounded back forward fold here, pressing those fingertips, and then slowly pull the heart forward into a forward fold. So whenever I'm kind of messing with my own functional movement, you can come back up to your seat, just walk those hands. Whenever I'm kind of messing with my own like function of the body and I want to find something out, I'll kind of just like go for something like that. Like I'll bring my fingertips to the floor and then I'll see what it feels like to really round my back. Okay. And then how will I get from here to the forward fold? I won't just walk it out. For me, I want to make it weird, right? And I'm going to reach my heart up to lengthen and then I'm going to fold over just to see how that feels, right? So everything I'm doing when I'm doing my home practice is an exploration in how many ways I can move the different parts of my body. So if I'm not here, you could try some weird shit, you know, on your own. I'm always trying to, yeah. All right, let's reach the right leg out to the side. Tuck the left leg in. And then knees towards the sky, toes are towards the sky. Plant that right hand inside the right leg, and then inhale, reach the left arm up. So again, grounding that left sits bone into the floor. It's planted. It's not going anywhere. Take an inhale. Exhale, side fold. Press this right arm into this right leg to steer that elbow towards the ceiling. And if this hurts the low back, draw the belly button to the spine. Engage the core. Inhale, reach to that top corner of the room. And then as you exhale, bring those fingertips. We're going to make those big circles and make that movement come from the core. So circling the heart and the hand at the same time. So when you open to the back, look over your shoulder and open your heart to the back. Like really opening it, really closing it. Really opening it, really closing it. So you're rotating the whole torso. The base stays. And then come into that side fold. And then inhale, come up. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, forward fold. So I'm just going to plant the hands close to the body, roll the shoulders back, and then I'm going to creep the heart forward. Draw the chin to the chest and reach the crown of my head forward rather than my chin, rather than my face. Shoulder blades are drawing down the back. Back meat should be like on fire right now. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk it back. All right, inhale, reach. Exhale, twist to the right. So I'm going to bring that left hand to my right thigh up close so that I can really grip my leg to bring myself into this really almost leaned back twist. So the spine's really tall. I'm almost leaning back. I'm sitting way back on my sits bones. And then walk your hands back center. Keep walking them. Keep walking them. Keep walking them. Plant that left hand and then sweep that right arm up. Come up onto the shin. Look up towards those right fingertips. Take an inhale. Exhale, send it back down. Same way you got into it. And then make your way into that twist one more time. And then come center. And we're going to switch those legs out. Pew. See if I can remember all the things we did. Okay, left leg is out to the side, left hand plants, right arm up. Find that vertical line, ground that right sits bone, take an inhale, exhale, side fold. Steer that right left arm into the left leg, elbow towards the ceiling. Take an inhale, exhale, bring it down, do those circles, and find the biggest circle you can. Really reaching with the heart, looking over the shoulder, really reaching forward. Making 3 or 4 of these circles, and then coming into that side fold. And then when you're ready, come back up. We didn't do the forward one. I remember now. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring those hands to the floor. Drop that chin, Jalandhara Bandha, and then walk the hands out in front of you. Roll those shoulders down the back. Breathing here. Slowly walk the hands back up. Come into your twist. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, twist. Right hand on the left leg, and then maybe even lean into that back hand a little bit to really twist through that torso. And then when you're ready, walk the hands center. And then walk them out behind you. Plant that right hand. Sweep that left arm up. Come up onto the shin and up onto the tippy toes. Looking towards those left fingertips. Really long here. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink it back down. Come into that twist. And then go ahead and just bring the hands forward. Kind of unroll yourself. Soles of the feet together. Stupid internet. I can see you all freeze. And I know it's me, it's not you, so I'm sorry. Okay. I feel like it's been fine till now. Everybody's back on the internet. Okay. Soles of the feet together, pull them in close, roll those shoulders back. Hands on the ankles, bend the elbows, press them down. Heart reaches forward, and again, chin to the chest. Well, chin up and back, not necessarily to the chest. Shoulders draw down the back, straight spine. Really strong spine, like you're trying to put your belly button on your big toes. Breathing here. I feel like this is a very neglected muscle right now during our shelter in place. This one's always stiff for me. Like I always feel tight here. Slowly come up to your seat. Move the feet forward so there's a diamond shape. And we've done this like a million times, I feel like now. So go ahead and round it in forward. Breathing. When you're ready, press your hands into the floor, walk it back up. All right, I'm gonna grab my blanket and I'm gonna bring it across my mat because we're gonna move on to hands and knees in a moment. So go ahead and cross those ankles, and however you get to hands and knees, make your way there. I try to always do everything, you know me, the most economically I can when it comes to movement. And pressing through those fingers, you can turn your hands out to the sides as usual if that hurts the wrists a little bit. Twist the hands a little bit. Press through those hands a lot. And we'll do a couple of cat cows. So on the inhale, drop the belly, look up, tail comes up, head comes up. Exhale, press the floor away, round the spine. Inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Exhale, press the floor away. Really push the navel to the spine, push the hands into the mat. Inhale, drop in the belly. When you get down here, really stretch through the abdomen. Take a couple of deep breaths in this place. And then when you're ready, press the other way. Really push away. Take a couple of deep breaths there. And then come to a neutral spine. Maybe tip the hip to the head a little bit. And then go ahead and inhale, bring the right leg out behind you. And then we're gonna bend the knee and then open the hip. So you're acting like you're trying to put your heel on your glute and press through the hands and kind of just bend that knee. So the glute's gonna work a little bit here. And then straighten the leg back out and rotate yourself forward and set it down. On the other side, inhale, left leg out behind you. Bend the knee, open the hip. Maybe you send the foot out behind you really far. Maybe you bend the elbows. And then when you're ready, inhale, lengthen that leg, square the hips, set it down. Go ahead and bring the knees down, or knees wide, hips back, child's pose. Can't even talk right today. All right, head comes to the mat. If it reaches, breathing here, a couple of breaths. And then go ahead and walk your hands over to the right side of the mat. Bring your left hand on top of your right hand. And when you get to the farthest that you can reach, and press that left hand into that right hand. Breathing here. Clearing out this left side of the body. And then when you're ready, walk the hands back over to the left. Right hand on top of the left hand. Press the right hand into the left hand. Clearing out the right side. When you're ready, walk the hands back center. And then slowly make your way back into that tabletop position. Inhale, bring that right leg out behind you. Exhale, bring it outside the right hand. So bring it to the front of the mat. So you're kind of in a lunge lizard variation here. If this feels hard or the floor feels far away, you can come up onto your blocks. Knee is right on top of the ankle, and then maybe you walk that back foot away for a little bit more of a stretch. You can also keep it right where it's at if that feels better. Draw those shoulder blades down the back again. And maybe you're on your blocks or maybe you're on the floor. Reach the heart forward and up a little bit. Breathing. And you'll feel this stretch probably in the front of the back leg, stretching through the quads. And then bring your hands to frame the front foot. So that right hand's going to come outside the leg. And then slowly walk the hands back and the hips, straighten the front leg, half splits. I like to keep my fingertips up on the blocks. If you're really far away from the floor, if you have a chair next to you, you can use that. Pull the right hip back, send the left hip forward. Breathing here. When you're ready, go ahead and walk the hands back to the front to frame the front foot. And then squeeze that right knee in towards the midline. Inhale, reach the arms up. Breathing. Really tucking that belly button to the spine and reaching. And then maybe you bring the arms out by your sides like cactus arms. Squeezing the shoulder blades together. Open the heart. Maybe you look up. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, plant the hands. And then bring them inside the foot. Inhale, bring that right leg out behind you. And then set it down. Shake it out, shimmy it out. Other side. Inhale, left leg comes out behind you. Exhale, bring it outside the left hand to the front of the mat. Maybe you come up onto the blocks. Knee is on top of the ankle. Maybe you walk that back leg away a little bit again. Send those shoulder blades down the back. Breathing here. Feeling into this quad on the back leg. Opening the psoas, opening the quad, breathing. When you're ready, bring your hands to frame that front foot. So left hand comes outside the foot. Slowly walk the hips back. Straighten the front leg, half splits on the other side. Again, I like the blocks forever. Strained hamstring takes 9 million years to heal. So I'm gonna use the blocks. Pull the left hip back, send the right hip forward. Lengthen the back of the neck. Shoulder blades draw down the back. Nice. Breathing. When you're ready, walk the hands back forward. Keep them framing the front foot. And then maybe you start to reach the arms up again, if that feels good. Low lunge. Maybe you bring the elbows out by the sides, cactus arms. Keeping that spine really long, keeping that belly button pressed back, protecting the low back. Breathing here, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades, look up, open the heart. When you're ready, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, plant the hands, bring the hands inside the front foot, and then inhale, left leg comes out behind you. Go ahead and set it down, and then bring the knees wide, hips back, child's pose again. Breathing. Couple of breaths. Taking your time. Noticing how it feels in the body. When you're ready, slowly, just walk your hands back to your seat. So walk yourself up, just sit on the knees. You can bring the knees closer together. You can sit on a block if that feels good. Couple breaths here, roll those shoulders back. Sitting up nice and tall. And then we're gonna tuck the toes. This is my favorite way to torture everyone. So go ahead and make sure all of your toes are facing forward. You can even pull them all forward. And then sit back as far as is comfortable. So if sitting on your actual heels is too much, come up a little bit to stand on your knees. It's up to you, the level of intensity that you want. Breathing here. And if this is a lot, don't worry. Do it for 3 seconds today, 5 seconds tomorrow, 7 seconds the next day. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, come forward onto the hands, untuck the toes, and then tap the tops of the feet on the floor. Woo. And then go ahead and come back to the seat. Okay, so we're gonna try that back bend again a little bit with the blocks. If you don't have blocks, again, rolled up stuff works great. So I'm gonna bring the blocks kind of behind my feet and my hips. And we're gonna try it a little bit lifted this time, just to see what happens, because we've kind of stretched ourselves out a little bit more. See what happens. So palms are on the blocks, fingers are draping over the front, squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, draw the belly button to the spine. So just nice straight spine first. And then when you're ready, lift the heart. Press into the blocks, rocking the rib cage open. Maybe chin comes to the chest to protect the neck. Take an inhale, exhale, release. Okay, you can do another one just like that. If you feel like you want to come into full camel, you know, we haven't done a whole lot of strengthening, but if you feel like you'd like to, if that's something you're into, I'm going to keep the blocks outside my ankles because I think that camel this way helps me really to open up across the chest, even if I can reach my ankles or reach the floor, okay? So interlace the fingers behind your back, pinkies, or you can touch the pinkies, or you can, I like to interlace like the pinky, the ring finger, and the middle finger back there, and bring your hands to the low back. So maybe you just stand here, squeeze the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. Maybe that's all you do. Squeeze the thighs together, belly button towards the spine, and maybe you just look back. Breathing here. If you can see the wall behind you, maybe you grab one hand to the block, other hand to the block. Walk the blocks maybe if you need to. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep that rib cage opening. Keep those thighs squeezing. And when you want to come back, bring one hand to the back, other hand to the back, gently down to your seat. Whew. Haven't done one of those in a while. See how it feels. Maybe do a little twist here. Neutralize the spine, twist this way. Maybe interlace the fingers, bring them to the nape of the neck. And squeeze and gently draw the hands up the back of the neck. Squeeze the elbows, drop the shoulders. Maybe lean back a little bit. And then slowly release. You can bring the legs out to the side, feet out in front of you. And I'd like to offer pigeon, but I'd like to offer whatever version of pigeon pose suits you best today. So you can do seated with the figure 4. You can do figure 4 on your back. You can have the legs staggered, leaning forward, or you can do classical pigeon with one leg out behind you. If you're gonna bring the leg out behind you, make sure that your back leg is coming straight out of the socket, that your right knee is pointing a little bit more to the right than it is forward, and flex that front foot as much as possible. If you feel like you're wobbling to one side or the other, go ahead and put a blanket or a pillow or a block under the low side. And then when you're ready, slowly come down, maybe onto a block or your forearms or the floor. Breathing here. Keep coming back to the breath again and again. When you're ready, take your time. Press your hands into the mat gently, super slow motion. Make your way back up. And then maybe even give yourself another little heart lift back bend here with your fingertips. And then switch it out. I like to just take my back leg, bring it forward, take the front leg, swing that thing back. Again, make sure the back leg's coming straight out of the socket. Front knee is pointing out diagonally a little bit. Flex that front foot. And again, the shin can be anywhere. It can be parallel with the front of the mat. It can be tucked in or anywhere in between. Take an inhale. Exhale, coming down onto your blocks or your forearm or the floor. Breathing here. Keep coming back to the breath. Keep coming back to the inhales, back to the exhales. When you're ready, pressing the hands into the mat, slowly making your way up, and then maybe giving yourself that lift again onto the fingertips, a little bit of a back bend, stretching the front side of the body, and then go ahead and bring that back leg forward. Maybe take a sit up nice and tall, maybe a little forward fold. And then when you're ready, bring the knees up, feet flat, roll those shoulders back, and then slowly, make sure there's enough room behind you, make your way onto your back. Knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Maybe you make some circles, massaging the low back. Go ahead and find yourself a twist that's going to feel really good. So maybe you keep the knees bent, feet flat, lift the hips, move them to the right, knees fall out to the left. You can keep the knees stacked. You can cross the top leg over the bottom leg over the top leg. Just try to keep both shoulder blades on the mat. Breathing here. With every inhale, lengthen the spine. With every exhale, melt into the twist. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Stay in this twist as long as you like. When you're ready, slowly circle those knees back up into the chest. Give them a squeeze. And then bring the feet flat on the mat. Lift the hips, move them to the left, knees out to the right. And whatever you did on the first side, repeat it again on this side. Keeping both shoulder blades on the mat. You can look over that left shoulder or you can look at the ceiling, whatever feels better on your neck. Breathing here. Again, you can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, circle those knees back up. Give them a squeeze. Maybe you make those circles with the knees massaging the low back. And go ahead and bring the feet flat on the mat. Again, setting yourself up so your spine is nice and straight. And maybe you take a happy baby, grabbing the outside edges of the feet, pressing the heels, pressing the knees towards the floor. Maybe stretch one leg and then the other. Or maybe you bring the soles of the feet together and press the hips into the mat for a reclined bound ankle. And then when you're ready, making your way slowly towards Savasana, maybe you roll a blanket or a pillow, but you bring it underneath your knees. Maybe the legs are out long. Maybe you drag your mat to your bed or to the wall for legs up. You can always lay on your belly, wherever you're at. Try to find a comfortable pose. Let your bones grow heavy. Let the breath return to its natural rhythm. Allow your awareness to drop back in space. Thank yourself for showing up today on the mat. allowing yourself this sacred rest. Slowly start to bring the breath back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Maybe you reach your arms up over your head for a long wide stretch. Take a deep inhale, fill up. Open your mouth, let it go. One more time. Fill up something you're holding on to. Open your mouth, let it go. Go ahead and slowly bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a squeeze. And then gently roll onto one side. Take a pillow with your arm, allowing your awareness to come back into the space. Taking this moment before you return to your day that's just yours. And when you're ready, lengthen that top leg, press that top hand into the floor. Slowly make your way to your seat. And as you make your way to your seat, just notice what feels different, what feels the same. What's the tone and texture of the mind, the quality of the breath. And then slowly, as you inhale, reaching the arms far and wide and tall. And as you exhale, bringing the hands to your heart. Bring the attention to the space around your heart, all the way around, front, back, top, bottom, side to side. See if you can soften there for just a moment. Bring your hands to your forehead as a reminder of kind thought. To your lips as a reminder of kind speech. And to your heart as a reminder of kind intention. Bowing forward, acknowledging all of the teachers in our lives, seen and unseen, but especially the most important teacher, the inner teacher. It's always there to access. All we have to do is drop in. Thank you. Thanks so much for coming today and sharing your practice with me. I hope you feel good.